welcome back to Brandon's Discuss Anime.
Woo!
Hey, how's everybody doing this week?
Goodish.
Kind of alright, I guess.
That was exciting.
Yep. I am Brandon Horvath here once again with...
Dun, 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 dun.
I am Other Brandon. Hello, internets.
And
I'm Andrew? Yeah. That's who I am.
Check your name tag, make sure.
I forgot the name tag.
So, what did you think of the last week? Are you ready for more anime craziness?
I mean, I thought we were just going out for Chinese this week.
I avoided this the best I could. I killed a coworker so that he couldn't get to work, so that I would be given extra shifts just to avoid doing this. But here I am because I don't have any more coworkers to murder. That's not true. I have plenty more.
One of these days we'll have to get you on a podcast and figure out exactly how you did it all.
And speaking about
that's the goal.
Speaking about Chinese food, I'll be hanging with Andrew the weekend of that we're recording this, and I will be eating some delicious Japanese food, and I will say preemptively, yum.
It is going to be delicious.
That's great and all for you. Like, the problem is Japanese and Chinese are quite different.
Yes, but you mentioned going out for food, which reminded me of that.
They're close enough. They're like, there's like a little lake separating them or something.
Yeah, there's a little lake, but the cats and dogs stay over on the Chinese side, even though they want to escape to the island.
I mean, it's like the difference. Wow, I thought I was the racist one. It's like the difference between America and Canada. That's probably a bad.
No. We all know that Canada is the 51st state. I mean, literally, there's an opening in our constitution that allows them to get in. China does not own Japan in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
interesting.
No, wait. Where's Hong? Oh my God, where's Hong Kong? Is that? That's
like
Japan.
Central China.
That's China. Okay.
Central China. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was the thing with the British. Do you remember that in '97?
Kind of.
There was like this 100-year thing where the British owned Hong Kong from like 1897 to 1997.
They also owned India for a long time.
Yeah. And us over here in the United States, in case anyone can't tell by our racist remarks that we're American.
Yeah.
United American.
And enough geography talk. I remember when I first mentioned to you that about Japanese food, you got very jealous, Brandon. And don't worry, we'll be recording some live action stuff in possibly September, October, and then you can eat all the Japanese food you want. Because Andrew and my sister live like literally 15 minutes from Tokyo Town or Chinatown or like that Asian section of Philly, so you'll be feasting on Japanese, Chinese, and Korean foods.
See, I thought you were going to tell him that we were going to be filming us eating Japanese food and that we were going to send that to him. Can we do that instead?
Maybe
I mean, you can
we
do
will.
that, but I refuse to watch it.
Maybe we will.
I refuse to give you your entertainment.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's not like we get to see you being... I mean, if you want to, that'd be cool. If you want to film yourself watching the video we sent you and crying, that would really be above and beyond, honestly.
I know you'd love that. You would really love that. The problem is, I refuse to do that.
That's okay.
Just watch
the video. That's okay. You don't need to film it.
And on top of that, I refuse to give you satisfaction by making myself watch it. So I will not have a reaction for you even on the next time we chat.
Oh. And in recent current events about like stuff, the Disaster Artist trailer just dropped with James Franco and Seth Rogen. That looks funny.
Yes. I'm so down to see it. That's like the first Seth Rogen, James Franco movie I've been excited to see in a long time. And
yeah,
it's perfect. It's so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I read the book. Got it signed by Tommy himself last year.
Isn't it fun to see like a scene? Isn't it weird though also because it's like it's seen a scene from the book made into a movie, but it's also like you've seen that scene in the movie, so
Yeah, yeah,
but it
yeah,
is it's just that it's exactly that scene.
yeah.
Oh, I hear Greg Sestero's writing in it where it's like for whatever reason Tommy couldn't remember the line. Oh,
And
Greg.
about other trailers, one of our future episodes, Fooly Cooley, season 2 and 3 just dropped earlier this month, the trailer, and that looks amazing. I'm super excited about that. You probably have no idea what we're talking about, Andrew.
No idea. I'm assuming other Brandon does. I'm
I
hoping.
do, in
Yes.
fact. I'm
Okay.
very curious.
Yes,
and you haven't seen the trailer yet?
I've seen the trailer. I'm
Okay.
just very curious as to what the plot to these seasons is going to be.
Oh.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, we may be doing it within the next, season 1, within the next 10-ish episodes.
Whoa. Spoilers, man. Calm down.
Yeah. Trigger warning alert.
Yep. And going from Fooly Cooley into other rock music, the lead singer of Linkin Park just died today.
Yeah, another
suicide.
Rock and roll suicide.
Yep.
I kind of makes you wonder what pushed him to it, because he's been well and open with everything that he's had troubles with, substance abuse and other things. But it's only now.
Okay, that ends the current events section of the Chatter podcast. So, let's talk about anime. Today, we will be watching and discussing a short film from 2001 entitled Cat Soup.
You told me we were just going for Chinese. What? Seriously, come on.
So
I'm sitting here starving. Thinking we're going for Chinese, and now you tell me it's an anime movie? What is this?
So, Cat Soup, you have no idea what it's about, Brandon, and you have no idea what it's about, Andrew.
I assume it takes place in China. That's all I've got.
Okay. So no ideas whatsoever. No, funny, zany...
There's soup involved, right?
Some Chinese chef is extremely hungry, finds some cats, and says, well, why not?
Okay.
I don't know.
It's based on the manga Nekojiru, literally meaning cat soup, by Chiyomi Hagaguchi, and I'm probably butchering her name, from 1990, and it's not about soup or eating cats in any way. It's about the daily lives of two kittens, one Nyako and her younger brother Nyata. Since the Japanese...
I see the wordplay. I see the wordplay here.
Yeah, since the Japanese cats say meow instead of meow, N-Y-A-O, I think the Anglicization
usually it's N-Y-A-H, like nyan.
N-Y-A-H.
Or nyan.
Okay. Yeah, nyan. I could only find one volume of the manga online, but I really enjoyed it. Some parts of it are added to this, particularly chapter 4, I think it was. After Chiyomi's death, 2 anime adaptations were made from her work, one of which was this movie, made in 2001, and the other one was Nekojiru Gekijo, or Cat Soup Theater, a 27-episode anime of 2 to 3 minute episodes featuring a far ruder Nyako and Nyata. It also features their pig friend, mostly victim, named Butero. I'm not sure if he's the friend because he's frequently tortured and abused by them. And this movie is 34 minutes, and it includes callbacks to the manga and the original anime. And because it's so short, I decided to show it to you guys, and we could review it afterwards. So, any
Yay.
questions before we start?
Question 1, am I getting fed?
Do you have snacks close by? Because I'm like 20 minutes away from you. So
Excuses.
Well, you better get on your bike and hurry over here, because I'm starving.
Yeah, man.
Okay, we're going to be pausing it, and we'll be coming back after we're done. So see you after we watch.
Catch you later.
And that was Cat Soup. What did you guys think of it?
It was very Japanese.
My brain hurts. I have so many questions.
See,
Okay.
I mean, you could have asked me before we did this. If you had asked me before you showed it to me, what's this going to be like? I would have told you it's going to make no sense. It's going to be weird. There's going to be cute things that are going to be creepy. And I could have told you all of that without seeing it. And now that's pretty much all I have to say after seeing it.
Okay, would you guys like to comprehend the movie? Like, what was it about? Like, what do you think it was about?
The only kind of plot I saw and understood was that apparently the older sister cat died. Somehow her younger brother fought with what I'm assuming is a Shinigami, a death god.
Yes.
And got half of the soul back. Replaced said soul inside of his dead sister's cadaver.
Correct.
And then somehow went on an acid trip through God knows what. And with some flower power, got the other half back.
And I don't understand how the flower brought her back to life, resuscitated her fully, but Death was saying, as Nyati was running away, he said something about a flower. So maybe something like, hey, this flower can bring your sister back to life.
Why would the death god even want that? Like, why would the death god tell them that?
I don't know.
His job is to carry souls to whatever lies beyond.
He likes flowers.
Okay, question for you. Is Nyata dead in the beginning? Because he was in the face down in the tub.
He could be, but that then doesn't explain anything with his sister and that whole shenanigan.
But maybe that's how he could chase after Death, since he himself was dead.
Yes, but he interacts with his parents, and they're alive.
But that was after he brought his sister back.
But wouldn't he still be dead?
The director was saying that's one of the big questions of this anime. Is Nyata dead or alive?
Well, I think you guys are reading too much into this. I think this is obviously just flat earther propaganda trying to push forth creationism on our children and deny the idea that we're animals like cats.
I mean, we did see what I assume is Father Time in there at this point.
Apparently that was God.
So Gandalf was God, huh?
Yeah, the magician at the circus and the guy eating the earth, that was God.
I would just like to also point out for the audience that I've called some bullshit on this already.
3 things, and maybe a 4th. Maybe
I don't know how! I've never seen this thing in my life. How did I do it?
I'm just giving you a small applause. Yeah, because, what did you say? They were on the Ark, I
called Noah's Ark, I called soup, I called freaking eating the pig.
And there was something in the beginning that you called too. I forget what...
I don't remember.
I forget what else it was, but... Oh no, the blood splatter. The blood splatter.
Oh, I call that... Yeah, that was minor, though. I don't really think that was important.
I called that. I called that it was going to be weird and crazy.
We knew that going in.
Yeah, and this is the weirdest anime I own. So most of the stuff that we'll see might be less crazy than this.
I wouldn't count on it.
Yeah.
I've got a few in mind for the future that may or may not just send you over the deep end.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend taking acid before watching that to anybody out there.
But why recommend it? It's already, synthesizing the idea of your brain on drugs.
But you don't understand. You don't understand. This is an award-winning short film.
Yeah, that's because people who give out awards all do acid. And they all did acid and watched it.
It was also made in a time when
man.
acid was far more, available to people.
2001?
Yes. You saw Space Odyssey. Come on.
So, Andrew, point opportunity. Me. How many awards did this movie win?
Do I have any options of numbers?
2, 3, 4, 5.
Would you like to use a lifeline?
Yeah, I'm gonna call my sister in Nantucket, who she doesn't own a phone though.
You could have just said your Amish sister.
And besides, you only have Jeff, your brother.
That's true. I don't actually have a sister at all. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'll go with 3.
You are correct, good sir. This won best short film at the 6th annual Fantasia Film Festival, the Excellence Prize at Japan's 2001 Media Arts Festival, and the Silver Award for Animation at the 2003 New York Exposition for Short Film and Video.
Now, that's impressive and all, but I think the more pending situation here is the fact that this is now a podcast called Brandon and Andrew Have Telekinetic Superpowers and can predict the future.
I mean, look, I would love to have that ability. It would help me out a lot.
We're playing the lottery tomorrow, okay? That's how we're doing.
I like this idea. Let's do it.
All so right. Did you have a favorite scene in it?
Oh man.
Like, I loved the water elephant.
See, it's hard to pick now after only seeing it once immediately now with it all fresh in there.
Okay.
Because it was all so radical and all that.
But if I had to choose right now, it would probably be like the transition between that bird that ate the sky and the flood.
Yeah.
Like just seeing all that water effect and seeing like the entirety of the world submerged.
Right.
Speaking of which, why the fuck is everything perfectly fine after the flood's gone?
Because it's a cartoon.
Nothing should be left.
I don't know.
Because of Jesus.
There wasn't Jesus though.
That was God.
Cat Jesus.
Remember,
there wasn't
God.
A cat Jesus.
Cat Noah.
There was no cat Noah.
Pig Noah.
Remember, right before everything unflooded, God lifted up the earth, and all the water washed off of it. Right
yeah, that doesn't explain that there's no destruction.
Right before he started eating it.
It was just water. It cleaned everything off.
And according to the director, that was either lava or tomato soup within the earth. Whatever it was meant to look delicious.
They didn't do a very good job.
No, yeah, that failed. I will say he achieved on the being Japanese and weird. It was also animated very interestingly. But if he wanted the inside of the Earth's core, bloody magma stuff to look delicious, that's a no. That's a no.
At the very least, he made it look like maybe tomato paste, which isn't good on its own.
Exactly. Remember how I guess 3 awards instead of 4? That was the 4th award that they did not get. They did not get the award for edible looking animation.
Which is funny considering how well Japan usually does with making their food look delicious.
Oh, that's so true. Sushi.
Especially in animation.
It's magic.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, especially ones that we will be covering in the future, because I have two food-based anime that I'm going to be covering
We totally
later.
need to. We're gonna be eating during that episode.
Yes, we might. Hey,
We might have to. We're all going to be drooling everywhere.
Get sloppy.
yes. And
That was
this
creepy.
also on the DVD that I own that's out of print now since it was way back in 2001. On second thought, a lot of anime I have are probably out of print now.
Yeah,
Actually,
you're
out
rich.
of curiosity,
We
out
discussed
of
that last
curiosity,
time.
when did you get? How did you stumble upon that DVD?
I actually was
In an
reading
old
an
warehouse
anime themed
from a
magazine
crazy
in
old
America
Chinese man.
years ago, probably around like 2000, 2001. I think I had like a subscription up until like 2003-ish, and just the review of it sounded interesting, and I'm like, okay, how old was I? Yeah, I was about like 15, 16, just getting into anime, and I'm like, okay, this sounds weird. This sounds interesting. I might want to try this out. And I got it, and I'm like, this is a really weird, fascinating anime.
Yeah, but where did you get it from? Like, I don't think Amazon was around at that point, was it?
I got it from
An old Chinese man in a shop.
FYE, I think. FYE.
They would have
Or
it.
whatever
dark
DVD
alleyway.
store. Yeah, possibly like some DVD store with a manga section. Yeah, I think FYE did have a manga section, and I did pick it up there.
Okay, I was curious.
Yeah, and going back, the director's commentary track. Yeah, the director really didn't add much to this. Like, he said a few things, but not. Because he really didn't explain why things were going on.
I don't think he knew.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, oh, what ideas can we have to happen now? So they just brainstorm. He goes, okay, that sounds good. Let's add it. Basically, that's how the production went.
Yeah.
What can we do?
He sounds like he was stoned the whole time.
It sounds like a really shitty student film. Like,
it works.
You don't
though.
even know half of what you're doing, and you're just spouting nonsense to try to explain it.
Yeah, and the director was a big fan of the original manga. Not saying the original manga was this weird, but the pig was in it. I think, the pig did make his tiny appearance in the manga.
Pig.
I know I said he didn't, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think he may have had a very, very slight role in it. Most of the ideas they had were developed as they were making the movie. I can see that.
Well,
I like
imagine...
the idea of thinking on the fly like that, but it doesn't work out that well when you're making a full-on movie.
Yeah, well, that's why it works good as a short, and it's like, I imagine they just gave some free reign to some of the animators or something to like, hey, what do you want to draw? Like...
Yeah, that's what the director was saying, that he was like, okay, what ideas can we have now? And then stuff happened. And most of the ideas they had trouble explaining.
Yeah.
Kind of like, when I was saying the bird that ate the sky, the artist had no idea what that was, but the director was like, it's a bird that ate the sky. It's just what it sounds like. Draw that. So they do.
I mean, that sounds a lot like the way, Dark Souls, a game that I hold near and dear to my heart.
Very good.
Yes, the creator, or the director, whatever it is. Fuck, I'm blanking on his name now. But anyway, the director basically said, like, the way he wanted things drawn or designed was that he wanted the idea of, like, this great and regal looking thing, but in a way that's corrupted, a way that's not quite
normal.
Right. Like, when he said a dragon, it's like you want to see, like, all this pride within it, but that pride is crumbled. So what you're looking at, instead of, like, a great looking dragon that's immense and amazing and dignified and all that, you're looking at a dragon that's kind of just a carcass just rotting away.
kind of like Gollum, right?
A little bit, yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Though this one's more decrepit and decayed.
Okay. Yeah, because I am not into modern gaming. I'm more into like PS1. I think I'm going to be getting a PS2 emulator so I could play some games from there, but
Oh man,
yeah.
just wait till you get into Metal Gear. Oh boy.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
like
clips of
racing
Metal
games.
Gear. And like the psychic ninja that can read your memory card.
But
Yeah,
the
I know about
flaming
Psycho Mantis.
whale. The flaming whale. That's all I'm gonna say.
Windfish?
And
Windfish is from Zelda 2. No, wait, Zelda... Never mind. 4. For Game Boy. Link's Awakening. Windfish.
did you ever play what was it? The amazing hack of Parallel Worlds. Did you ever play Parallel Worlds? Legend of Zelda Link to the Past Parallel World hack?
No.
I have not played any Legend of Zelda.
But that is a amazing hack because they like revamp everything, and the first, I would say, half hour of the game is a stealth mission. And this is a Link to the Past, so
Yeah.
you don't get your sword until like half an hour in, so you're
That's
like
interesting.
sneaking by guards. It is like balls to the walls hard. Like save states are highly recommended. But other than
Yeah, I know games like that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Dan from Game Grumps can eventually get that because he's such a huge Zelda fan. I know he would love that.
I'd love to see him try it.
Oh, someone has a crush.
Hey, no. No.
I mean, the man is called Danny Sexbang, so I mean, somebody's got to
Whoa.
be interested.
I think I have a crush.
Yep. Ninja Sex Party.
That name is a
Comedy.
lot to live up to.
Yeah, their second cover album, I think, is dropping in September-ish.
I like the first cover album. I'm curious
Yeah.
to see what they're picking out for the second one.
Did you look at the track list? Because it's been released.
Oh, I haven't. No, I'll have to see that then.
The only two I remember is Elton John's Rocket Man, and because it's so relevant, it's so relevant, and remember that good song from South Park, Africa from Totoro? Not Totoro, Toto?
Yes.
Yes, they're gonna cover that.
Oh, I'm down for that. I actually like that song a lot.
Africa!
As hipster as I am.
Yeah. So, Cat Soup, the weirdest anime that we did so far, and we're only 2 episodes in.
Look, man, look, you lied to me. You said there was no soup in this anime.
There was
you
totally
lied.
soup with
There was
cats in
soup.
it.
All
It was
right.
Total literal interpretation right there. for the eyes to
But there
see.
was no soup consumption.
That's true.
Actually, no, there was soup consumption. That
Was
guy
there?
tried to taste the broth.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and
He
was that
consumed it.
stuff inside the earth soup? The stuff that looked like tomato paste?
Supposedly. Supposedly soup. Supposedly.
So you're
Well,
lying
then-
to us again.
Yeah, this wasn't a weird movie at all. We got exactly what we thought we were getting. There were cats, there was soup. It was just plain and boring to just... I'm tired now. It doesn't...
Yeah.
Do we recommend this movie though?
I mean, if you're tripping on acid...
I would say maybe, because it was weird. It was really interesting. And just to cover the ending, in the beginning, when death came, you heard the wind chimes ding. And after the family started disappearing, except for the younger brother, Nyata, and he was the only one left in the living room, and the wind chimes went off again. So, is he dead?
Coincidence.
Yes, but he brought his sister back to life. But did he die in the process?
Maybe his soul is dead.
I mean, we did see him lose an arm.
Yes, but the cat lady sewed it back on.
He is a cartoon cat too. There's that part.
Like
Yeah.
that. I don't
I'm
know.
a dick.
I don't know if I recommend the movie. Like, if you're
It's a
going to
little
watch
weird. It's
if
artfully
you're going to
done.
watch it, don't look for a plot.
Yeah,
Just
that.
enjoy the animation.
Definitely
That's about
that.
all I can
Yeah,
say.
it's
Enjoy the
artsy.
fancy animation.
Definitely that.
Yeah, it's very artsy. Very artsy. And I don't think I mentioned this, but the movie is up on YouTube with and without the director's commentary.
All right.
Okay, so, until next time, Brandon Horvath signing off.
Other Brandon signing out.
And Andrew doing that thing as well.
See you next time.
Bye bye.